Hi everyone, so this video regards Katelyn Nicole Davis. It's been a while since I've made an update because I don't like to update people unless I have something of substance, and I found out about this news yesterday, but I didn't want to announce it until I felt it was 100% accurate. And today I know it's 100% accurate, and I wish I could say otherwise. So rumor had it yesterday that Violet, the 81-year-old grandmother from Tammy's side, so from the mom's side, the one who had been watching Abbi and AJ, who are now 6 and 7 years old, rumor had it that she had left Abbi and AJ with Anthony Lee Rogers, the one who went after Katelyn sexually and physically, emotionally, and had a lot to do with the last moments of her life. And I didn't want to believe that for obvious reasons. But it is true. Earlier today, Violet announced on her Facebook page that due to her old age, she had to find Abbi and AJ a new home. That's how she worded it. Like as if they're just a hamster or something. Just finding them a new home. And like with a hamster, you would just go on Craigslist and possibly leave the hamster with a stranger and trust the stranger. Well, in this case, we're talking about human children, and we're talking about a known predator. We're talking about Anthony Rogers. Unless people out there want to deny Katelyn's truth and they want to imply that she's a liar, Katelyn multiple times expressed with so much passion, and you could see veins popping out of her face. She would get heated about this. And Katelyn was actually a very peaceful person, so this was out of character for her. She never had a bad word to say about anyone. No one, not even her mother, even after they would fight. And, well, I mean, she would sometimes touch on some bad things her mother did, but she wouldn't actually, like, hate on her mother as a person. But with Anthony Rogers, it was different. She explicitly spoke of how he tried to kiss her, touch her, and we've actually obtained a document from the Katelyn community that came directly from police. This has been confirmed. This was from a batch of documents, but I'm singling this one out. I will put it in the video right here. That also shows where Tammy did inform police. Sorry if you can hear my cat going crazy behind me. But Tammy did inform police. Tammy and Katelyn informed Polk County Police in Georgia of what Anthony was doing, and no investigation was ever conducted on Anthony regarding the sexual allegations against him. It wasn't even started. They basically just took a report. The police just took a report and that's it. And his older daughters, it also came out, I want to say it was like 3 or 4 months ago, that he had tried to sexually touch his older daughter, the one who's a teenager. And he hasn't even had custody of them. His own mother on Facebook, you can see publicly, unless he's deleted it now, where his own mother didn't want him living with her. They got into it on there. I don't know the exact reasons, but back to the main point. Sorry if it sounds like I'm shouting. My cat is seriously going berserko on the chair behind me, like, but yeah, so it is confirmed that Abbi and AJ, and poor AJ, especially AJ, actually saw Katelyn. They had been doing really well. They had been doing well in school. They had, been talking to counselors at school. Speaking of counselor at Katelyn's elementary school, her name is, I believe, Holly Gaston. She had been made privy to, well, not been made privy to, Katelyn told her that she was afraid to go home because of Anthony. They took note of that. Again, no investigation on him, though, was actually conducted, which is incompetent on their part, because when my son had hinted around something like that to his counselor at school, they actually came and did an investigation on Tim, on my husband. So, yeah, that was neglected. So right now, as I'm talking to y'all, Abbi and AJ are living with the person who told Katelyn she was worthless, go hang yourself, I'll buy the rope, who tried to kiss her, who tried to touch her, who touched his teenage daughter, who at one time was defending him way in the past and repeating the lie that Katelyn was sick in the head because of what her dad had brainwashed her about. So yeah, this is the situation right now. This is the same town in Georgia. By the way, Violet was living in Alabama. The kids are now back in Georgia with Anthony. AJ is 7, Abbi is 6. What can we do? What can we do? I mean, I have some in-laws who live in Alabama and Georgia. I could have them go stomp up to the courthouse or stomp up to the police station, but they've already been aware of what's going on. They just don't look into it. They had video evidence of the Luke Callahan situation. They ignored it. They've had such an abundance of evidence. They have had Katelyn's phone collecting dust. They lied. They had some of the public misled, thinking they actually looked into it. No, they didn't. They didn't do any data recovery on her phone. Even though Katelyn's biggest antagonist, Anthony, got on her Facebook page in the hours after she was found dead in a very brutal way. He gets on her Facebook page to defend himself on her name. He had never been on Katelyn's Facebook page ever prior to that moment. You know something was deleted on his behalf. Probably from him to her. Probably either sexually inappropriate or just flat out abusive, telling her to kill herself, which could actually get him charged, as we saw with the Michelle Carter case. So, yeah, I mean, I'm actually shaking. My chest is in hives right now, because this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This is Katelyn's nightmare. This would be Katelyn's nightmare. I'm not trying to speak for Katelyn, but you can watch the videos and tell that Abbi and AJ were her world. She wanted them away from Anthony. When Anthony was trying to come back around Christmas, he was actually trying to blame Katelyn for the reason that he couldn't be there and saying that she ruined everything because Tammy wasn't letting him come back during that time. Because of Katelyn, because of what he did to Katelyn. And I have factual reason, evidence. I know that Tammy did try to keep him away during that time. This is just, I can't rationalize this. Now, as far as Violet goes, she is 81. I don't understand why the state didn't come in and do something to help out with the kids. Because, like what I was saying earlier about a hamster being adopted by a stranger on Craigslist, I feel like that is less of a risk right now than them being left with Anthony. And I'm not saying the kids should be left with a stranger on Craigslist, but they also are not a hamster. So this is a dire situation, and I don't know what to do. Those of you like me who've met people like Anthony, the more they get away with doing these horrific things, it almost gives them a high. That part of the frontal lobe of their brain where pleasure lights up, it lights up when they get away with things like that. Like this. It makes them feel powerful. So this is just, I don't know what else to say. I have to go get my kids from school right now. But, I'm shocked. And, the kids deserve better, obviously. We have to do something for Katelyn.
I'm sorry for everything. I'm really, truly sorry for everything. But I can't do this.
I will not kiss you, 'cause the
I'm sorry.
hardest part